So there is this question, ideas of law. Okay, so what is ideas of law? It's nothing but different philosophies or different theories that are there. Okay, different theories regarding how law has originated that we have. Like there are different jurists or different philosophers, okay, who have given their own concepts or theories regarding law. So those different jurists or different philosophers, they had different ideas on from where law has originated, how law has originated. Okay, and these are nothing but known as ideas of law. Different ideas on how law has originated or what is the purpose of law, that we will see. So there is idea of natural law, positive law, individualism, collectivism, societal view. Okay, so we need to know how they differ from one another or what are these ideas all about. First of all, we have the idea of natural law. Now, what is natural law? From the word itself, we get an idea, right? It's like something which is derived from nature. Okay, so natural law is a philosophy that believes that laws are not because of legislation or binding value of order of a sovereign. It's not that parliament, like how we see today, like parliament has passed the legislation and the legislation becomes binding on us. Natural law says that it's not like that. But what it is, it's not some legislation or it's not because some authority is binding something on us that you need to follow whatever is mentioned under IPC, otherwise, you will face consequences. You will face the punishment. It's not like that. But they are born out of nature. Humans have this inherent tendency or inherent ability to differentiate between right and wrong. Okay, they know what is right and what is wrong. So natural law is not taught to human. As such, it's not needed that some legislation would be there where rules and regulations would be mentioned. This is what you should do. This is what you should not do. If you do something else, this will be the punishment. It's not like that. Nobody needs to teach us that. We have this ability within ourselves to differentiate between right and wrong as per this theory. Thus, natural law is not taught to human, but they inherit it by making good and right decisions. Since starting point itself, we had this understanding that this is right and this is wrong. Like even today, even though we have laws in the form of written rules, we still have something called as morally correct, right? This certain thing is morally correct. This certain thing is morally incorrect. As in, even if you are doing something which is morally incorrect, nobody can question you, nobody can file a case against you, right? But still we have that idea that this is might be morally incorrect, right? If somebody is asking for help and you are in a position to help, ideally you should help the person, that is morally right, right? So those ideas we had, and that's how law has originated. There are two types of natural law theory, theist and atheist. Atheists believe that reasoning ability of human and the power to differentiate between right and wrong is what leads to development of the laws. That ability is there within us. We can differentiate between right and wrong, and that's how law has originated. But theists believe that there is some like law is having like a divine origin. Okay, so like the priest and the saints, some from divine, it has been taught to them and they have like translated it to the common people. So they believe that it is a deity that created all the nature and created the laws as well. So following the rules and regulations created by deity is morally correct thing to do. So whether we believe that it's something having divine origin or it's something that is there within us, both of them believe that it is coming from nature. It has come from itself. As such, we don't have like a legislation or legislature or like a state legislature or parliament, but it has come from the nature itself. As against the natural law philosophy, we have positive law. So positive law believes in human made laws or man made laws. So it includes statutes laid down by legislatures and rules and regulations by human institutions. When we say human institution, it would include the parliament, the state legislatures, and the different bodies which make some bylaws. Like your university would pass some rules and regulations that you need to follow. Maybe 75% attendance is needed. You need to appear for your internals and you need to submit the assignment. Then only you will be eligible to sit for the final exam. Those are also nothing but rules and regulations, right? And these are made by human institutions. These are made by your university, right? So positive law focuses on those kind of laws. John Austin was a supporter of positive law. According to him, laws are nothing but command of the sovereign that is binding on other people. That there is some supreme authority. Like in earlier times, what used to happen? King, whatever king will say, other people will have to follow that. Right? That's nothing but positive law. If you take the example today, we have parliament. If a legislation is passed from parliament, that becomes binding. We don't have the option of choosing that, okay, I don't like IPC, so I'm not going to follow that. I don't have the option. IPC is applicable to me because I'm living in India. The enacted laws or rules that we obey come under positive law. So a lot of legislations are there, thousands of legislations are there, which come under positive law. Like we need to follow the rules laid down by Motor Vehicles Act while driving or riding on the road. We follow these rules and regulations because of its binding force or authority. We might not feel like wearing a helmet while riding a vehicle, right? There are many of us who just carry the helmet on our hands until we reach the main road, and just the time when we are about to reach the main road, we wear the helmet. Why? It's because of binding force, because we know that there might be a checkpoint, police might be there, I may be fined. So this I may be fined is nothing but because of which I follow the law. Okay, so according to positive law, it's some man-made laws, it's written rules and regulations that we need to follow, and it's binding on us. If we do not follow it, we will have to face the consequences. If I do not wear a helmet while riding, I will have to face the consequences.
Okay.
Okay, then we have individualism. From the name only, it gives an idea. Individualism believes that the main purpose of law is to eradicate hurdles that arise in freedom of human beings. Individualism says that freedom is very basic and very much important for us, for individuals. Okay, so what happens is, what is the purpose of law? Law should only focus on one thing. There is just one purpose that law has to perform. It is providing maximum happiness to maximum people. The laws existing in a state will be tested to see whether they are providing maximum happiness to maximum number of people or not. If we see that there is this law which is providing maximum happiness to maximum people, we will say that yes, this law is good. This law will be applied. When people are, and if something is not leading to maximum happiness, but rather it is creating maximum friction, maximum people are unhappy, that law is not a good law. When people are free and able to enjoy their rights, they will be able to focus on other aspects of their life. Like during COVID, we had experienced, right? Our freedoms were restricted to a great extent. We were not able to go out from our homes whenever we felt like. We were not able to go to another district, another state, or another country. Right, so all of those were nothing but restrictions. By this time you should be at home, 14 days quarantine, this, that, so many restrictions were there. And at that point in time, we found it very difficult to adjust with that. Why? Because our freedoms were restricted, right? So this theory says that let people be free. Once you are giving freedom to people, other things they will figure out themselves. Okay, so it says that we are able to figure out other things ourselves. What we need is, we need freedom, and whatever laws are there, it should try to provide maximum happiness to maximum number of people. Definitely it's not possible that there will be one law which is providing happiness to everyone, right? Like we say, right, we cannot make everyone happy, but we can try to make the maximum number of people happy. Same ways, while passing a legislation, it cannot happen that one legislation will satisfy everybody's need, will make everyone happy, but we can see how we can maximize that happiness. Okay, maybe you can take the example of legislation like Indian Penal Code, for example. Okay, when Indian Penal Code is passed, we would feel that okay, fine, it has defined so many different types of crimes and punishments are also being mentioned. So it's a really good thing. We will be safe. We will be more safe in the country, right? But there may be one section of the society who were maybe planning to commit a crime. They might not be happy with that legislation, right? That okay, fine, now if I commit the crime, this is the punishment that I will have to face. They will not be happy with it, right? So what we need to consider is happiness of maximum people should be given importance as compared to this minority who are not happy with the legislation. So the idea of individualism is that it wants to bring laws which will try to provide maximum happiness or freedom to maximum number of people. There are a lot of legislations which we call as a welfare legislation. It thinks about welfare or benefit of the people. Like Motor Vehicles Act is considered as a welfare legislation because it thinks about the benefit of the public. That just because somebody is enjoying the luxury or comfort of riding or driving a vehicle, other people on the road should not suffer, right? So other people's safety, other people's security is taken into consideration. In case of accident, they will be compensated. There is mandatory third party insurance provision. All of these are nothing but taking into consideration the happiness of majority of the people. Okay, then we have collectivism. Collectivism is the opposite of individualism. It is the idea that people should prioritize the good of society over welfare of an individual. While introducing laws in a society, we should prefer the ones that provide for collective good of the society. The laws that focus on welfare or betterment of individuals should not be preferred. So whenever laws are passed, the main focus should be that the society, or like well-being of the society as a whole, not like well-being of one individual person. That should not be the focus. What is better for, like, collectively for the society, what is better, that should be taken into consideration. Like if you take the example of income tax act, maybe whoever is paying income tax, those section of the society would not be happy with the legislation, that I need to pay income tax, why should I be paying income tax when others are not. So our focus should not be that, but our focus should be that by paying income tax we are helping the country, like to invest. We are helping the government to generate revenue which can again be used for welfare of the people, for better infrastructure, for better roads, etc. Right? So that's nothing but collectivism. Rather than focusing on one person's happiness or one person's needs, we should focus on what is collectively good for the society as a whole. That should be the prime focus. Okay, like one person might feel like under Motor Vehicles Act, I need to wear a helmet, but I feel suffocated when I wear a helmet. Why should I be wearing it? Because it is again for public good, right? That it is for safety and security that we are talking about it. One person might feel that I don't want to follow the traffic signal. Why should I be following? Why should I stop at the red signal? Because that is good for the society. So I should not think about what is good for me, but rather I should think about what is good collectively for the society as a whole. Okay, then we have societal view, which is based on the concept that people living in a society came together to decide what their rights and liabilities will be. Thus, rather than focusing only on the welfare of individuals or society, people will decide for themselves what they want. We have a theory also called the social contract theory, which said that initially, when the society came into existence, people, the life was not good. Like initially, like starting point, life was good because there were limited number of people, everyone was supportive to each other. But as number of people increased, the concept of property evolved, people became insecure about their properties, and there was lack of resources also, so a lot of conflict used to happen. Life was very bad at that point in time. Okay, and because life was so bad, people decided that what we will do is, because we anyways need to live in the society with all of us, what we will do is we will enter into sort of a contract. It is nothing but social contract. whereby we will sacrifice some of our rights, we will take some of the responsibilities to make this society livable. Okay, so they sacrificed some of their rights, they took some of the obligations, and life became fine, right? They were able to live peacefully in the society. That is nothing but societal view, wherein we have the social contract theory. Okay, that says that people voluntarily said that these are some rights which I am ready to sacrifice, and in return I need these things, safety or security. Like today also, if you take the example of different laws, I am ready to sacrifice some of my rights or some of my privileges, right? That I say that, okay, I will abide by IPC, I will abide by Motor Vehicles Act, I will abide by many other legislations. In return, what I am getting is other people will also abide by those legislations, which will ensure my safety and my security in the society. Okay, that's nothing but societal view. Is this part clear?
Yes,